Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Divination's weekly podcast. You look like you're going to say something, Kyle.
Back a number.
Oh, someone want to pick a number for us, but don't say it out loud, just write it down. Because whoever wins the reading tonight is
special.
Yes, exactly. Is going to win this lovely piece of apophyllite that I've been showing off for a couple weeks.
Which I'm kind of jealous of, but I'd like to have it.
It is a pretty one, isn't it? So that is going to go along with the reading tonight. And it's just a thank you to say we appreciate you tuning in every single week. Without you guys, we would have no reason to do this. And we just want to acknowledge that. So I'm all discombobulated today. We went to a full moon meditation ritual last night. What a wonderful experience. It truly was.
It should be.
Oh, it was fantastic. Except it was cold. It was so cold. Yeah, looking forward to them in the summertime.
The Sagittarius moon would bring a lot of energy to that one. But a lot of people have a hard time interpreting that because it's a heavy energy. So it's either you anticipate it really well or you don't anticipate it well at all.
So could that be why I woke up with a fire this morning?
Absolutely. Or really dried out or really feeling kind of scattered.
No, it was scattered, definitely. But I woke up with a burning ambition for a single task.
Yeah.
And
Did you do it? Did you finish your task?
Well, it's going to be an ongoing process. It's kind of stupid, but I've never before recorded all the information of the stuff that I've been learning, right? For me, this has been an incredible journey, and I've been learning things every single day. And I haven't been recording it and writing it down. I've been trying to remember it all, but sometimes when I get scatterbrained and stuff like that. So I woke up today with a burning desire to record everything. But in, 43 years, I've learned a lot, so I'm not writing it fast enough. So it's an ongoing process.
Why aren't you recording it then?
Why haven't I been until this?
Why aren't you recording it?
I am.
Because if you're having a hard time enunciating it, right, writing it down, don't write it down. Record it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Audio. And then that way, whatever knowledge and experience that you have that you want to share with the people or whoever you want to share it with, it's there for you when you need it.
That's brilliant.
You like that?
Yes, that is brilliant. So that was my burning desire, to record the stuff that I've learned.
That's our Sagittarius moon. The Sagittarius full moon works two different ways. It brings out our burning ambitions. It brings out the teacher in us. Sorry, what were we going to say?
Nanny Jackie says, hi, everyone. Love seeing Mystic Mike.
Hey, Mom. My mom's amazing.
Oh, that's nice. Well, thank you. That's really nice to hear. So with this wonderful full moon, go ahead.
Crystal Goddess says hello.
Hey, Crystal. How are you?
What's interesting about this full moon is it's very powerful because it ignites our ambitions and it puts us on the right direction. Now, here's what's exciting about it, because that energy that you're still feeling today gets to last you 30 full days.
Oh, wow.
So you have the opportunity to set a goal or an ambition, whatever you want to call it, to put your intention out there to make things happen. So here's your chance. So don't be afraid of it. And it's just an exciting time because when we get moons like this, either you really benefit from it or you don't use the energy. And if you don't use the energy, I don't know why you don't, because it's such an amazing opportunity. It really, truly is.
Oh, that's what I've been doing. I asked Ken and everybody in the store that's been here all day. I've been writing in my book all day long. Just writing it like there's a time limit. She has to write it by now.
And if you're finding you're really pressed for time, like you are, record it. Like, bring out your phone or get some sort of dictatype to really tape what you're saying and then have it.
And I have a voice recorder on my phone.
That's all you need.
So, and then I can just put it in my journal for later.
Exactly. So when you're ready for it, you can interpret it or take it out, put it in, whatever you want to do with it.
But I do understand now why, witches and stuff like that had a grimoire or a book of shadows. It was to record this stuff for them.
But you have to understand that's because as they aged and got older, they would forget what they did.
Right.
So this was their way of actually keeping track of what was put on paper. So it was a really good thing to do.
I understand it now. I've never been a journaling person, never in my life. I try to keep diaries. I'd write 1 or 2 days and then find it 5 years later.
Right.
But this, I really want to record it. So that's that.
See, that's the biggest problem with journaling. Go ahead.
Janice A. Quinn says, hi, everyone.
Hey, Janice.
The problem with journaling is a lot of people think you have to write paragraphs upon paragraphs upon paragraphs. You don't have to do that. Bullet point it. So I'm worried about money. I'm worried about my anxiety. I'm worried about what's going to happen next week. So just bullet point it. You know what it means.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to do. And then you can elaborate out later on. So once you have the thought process of it, put it on the paper and then take it a step further afterwards, and it will help you greatly.
Oh, it does. It definitely does. Oh, we've got lots of people joining us tonight.
That's great.
Helen McKenzie says, hi, Carrie.
Hey, Helen, how are you? Yeah. Everybody loves it when you come on.
Oh,
We'll have
I
to
love
get
coming
you-
on.
We'll have to get like a bit more of a schedule because I know you're so
Yes,
busy
it's crazy.
and you've got so many things going on. But I would definitely love to have you come back on because everybody enjoys seeing
good.
you and hearing what you have to
And
say.
like I said, I enjoy coming on because there's lots that we can talk about. There's different tasks we can go into, wherever you want to go with this. It's totally up to you, but it's really exciting to be able to put it into words, which is really nice.
Exactly. And we can reach so many people. Some of our podcasts have reached over 400 people.
That's great.
For Pictou County. It's fantastic. So my little girl goal is to bring acceptance of all differences, the freedom to be unique individuals. And I think it starts one person at a time, one person at a time.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people are being the Joneses instead of their individual selves. And I would love people to have the freedom and to be comfortable in their own skin. You know, and that was one of the goals of the podcast, saying it's okay to be different. It's okay to be into different things.
And it's education too. So it's actually educating, because the biggest problem that we have in any different modality that's out there, the reason why people are afraid of it is because they don't know or understand it. And if you don't understand it, you're afraid of it, which causes fear and anxiety. When in all actuality, once you understand it, it's like, oh, that wasn't such a big deal at all.
Exactly. Like a perfect example of that would be the pentacle.
Yeah.
A lot of people instantly assume that the pentacle is the sign of Satan and all witches and everything else, right? But we did a podcast on symbols.
Mm-hmm.
Pentacle used to be a Christian symbol of protection.
Absolutely.
It represents the elements. It's not some big frightening thing, and
No.
It doesn't mean I'm going to go eat your firstborn.
No, but a lot of people aren't up on what it truly means. So it's really nice to educate the people so that they actually know what all this is all about, so they can understand it better, and maybe they start adopting it themselves.
Exactly.
That would be the exciting part, to see them adopt this themselves.
I've been seeing some new people that I would have never thought when I was a kid, sporting their pentacles proudly.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Nice to see.
It is.
So, June is Pentacle Month, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes. So everybody has to start spotting their pentacles.
I
for
better
June.
get to work then.
Yes.
I don't know if you know, but a lot of the jewelry in the store, I make it myself, and I've just learned how to make pentacles.
Well, there you go. So you're looking for a pentacle? This is the place to come.
Yeah, I got to get my butt in gear and get some more made. Do you actually want to see one of my pentacles?
Love to.
Ron, can you pass me the Atham? Am I saying that right, Atham? Okay.
Or Athame.
Yeah, I've heard it pronounced Athame. I always say things phonetically.
Oh, it's fine.
So that's one of my pentacles.
Oh, how nice. Now show this to the camera so they get to see that. So if anybody's looking for something like that, that's called an athame, and it's usually used in different types of rituals. And basically what they usually say at the beginning of the ritual, as above, so below.
And I chose amber
I love that.
to go on it because amber is such a warm. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. You did a nice job of that.
Thank you.
You'll sell many of these, I'm sure.
I hope so.
That's beautiful.
So just since we're promoting pentacles, because some experiences because of pentacles led to unfortunate, unpleasant incidences for me.
Yes.
So I am always like, a pentacle's not bad. It's not horrible. It's not the end of the world.
So because we're coming into Pentacle Month, which is June, here's the chance to really kind of put up little captions about what a pentacle is, maybe have some that people can carry with them, the keychains, the necklaces, those types of things, and to proudly wear your pentacles.
Yeah.
What did you?
We're getting into more pentacle jewelry. At first I was having to buy them, but now that I can make them myself, it's
Much easier.
Janice Nicole says, hi, Carrie and Mike.
Hi.
Love you guys and the show.
Hey
Thank
Janice, we love you too. So we didn't do the announcements yet.
Oh,
Well, you and
sorry.
I, we just always get gassed.
We get the problem with our podcast that we do is we get so intermixed in our own dialogue that we totally forget what we're talking about. So we'll just let her go ahead and do her opening announcements, and then we'll start talking about grounding tonight.
So as everybody knows, the Mental Health Peer-to-Peer Support Group meets every Wednesday night at the McLean and Pool Lane Pharmacy, 6 to 8 p.m. It's that direction now. It's a wonderful resource, and it is peer-led, and it's there for anybody who needs it. And Roots for Youth. Are you familiar with Roots for Youth?
Absolutely.
I went to a yoga class the other night, and one of the yoga instructors, she volunteers at Roots for Youth, and I guess their cupboards are pretty bare. So I'm putting the call out for anybody. If you've got, you're picking out the sales in the grocery store, if you could pick out 2 of a couple things, drop it off to the Roots for Youth. Because if one person picks a small amount and then 10 or 12 or 20 more people pick a small amount, they end up with a huge amount. Like, we don't have to go in with a $150 grocery order for them. We can go in with a $5 grocery order, but if 100 people do it, do you know what I mean? Like, exponentially, it's going to grow and it's going to help them. And Roots for Youth is a wonderful organization for Pictou County, for our youth. And our youth are the ones that really need the work because they're going to be leading the world one of these days. So we need to give them the best that we can. And the Earth Ark, they have an open house every Sunday. And I know they have some kittens ready to go. But they have an open house every Sunday, and they are looking for donations. They're run by Love. They have no government funding as well, and they take in horses and cats and stuff like that that would otherwise be put down. So if there's anything you could do for either of them, both organizations would greatly appreciate it. And someone's picked a number here, so at the end of the night, you are going to win a free reading and that beautiful piece of a pop light. And I'm kind of excited to see who wins it.
Absolutely.
And so start guessing your numbers. And if you have any questions or comments, we have people to moderate it for us, and we'll do our very best to answer it for you. So now I'm going to over to you, Mike.
So we're going to talk about grounding tonight. So do you know what grounding is?
I do, because of you.
Well, what grounding does for you, it's really interesting because it kind of puts you into your center. Now, when you find yourself off of your center, what is your center? Who here feels scattered, stressed, high anxiety a lot of the time, and you have a hard time really holding a specific thought without your mind racing 1,000,000 miles an hour? That means that you are not centered. And being centered means coming back into the present moment, controlling your energies, and staying grounded to the earth. And what we do for grounding exercises, and I have put together, with your permission, a really nice little meditation to do this with tonight. So I think it will be kind of fun to do this. And everybody at home can do this as well, because it's really easy to do. If we had some nice soothing music to put on too, we could actually
do that for you.
We could actually put this together really easily. And it's all about really taking time to really focus on what you have to do. Now, because grounding really talks about the earth the most of all, what we need to do is you need to get a blanket, you need to go outside, you need to sit on the ground, and you need to allow yourself to feel like you're being almost like cemented into the earth or rooted into the earth. And then what you can do is you can come inside, sit on a chair with your feet, I don't know if you can see me here, firmly planted on the ground. And what that's going to do is going to give you the grounding that you're looking for so that you can handle anything coming towards you, to keep you balanced, to keep you centered, and to keep you aware of what you need to do to keep the energies flowing in the right direction so you're not feeling like you're going in 7 different directions. It's kind of exciting when we do grounding, because the grounding that I talk about, this can be done before any types of rituals as well. So when I speak about rituals, those of you that are into doing different types of rituals, now ritual to me is not just going out and calling a pentagram, calling the corners and, doing some sort of magical attribute. If you do, wonderful and great. But before you do any types of rituals, even doing prayer, you should do some grounding. Mm-hmm. Because what that's going to do for you is it's going to put you into the mindset, the calm state that you want to be in, so that when you're ready to deliver your message, it comes out eloquently. Exactly.
You can also do that with yoga, to get yourself in that place before you go.
Meditation is good for this as well. Whenever we're doing any types of things, and especially when we're talking about finding that our energy sources are off kilter, I always recommend like sitting with your feet firmly planted on the floor, surrounding yourself with light. Now, white light is the best one to use because it's protection against any types of things that are out there. If you're grounded, go ahead, what are you going to say?
Alan Logan says, hey.
Hey, Alan.
If you're grounded, any types of energy sources that you're dealing with, any types of things that you're dealing with, you're not exposed to any outside influences, so it can affect you in a negative way. If you're not grounded, you're going to feel like your head's coming off your shoulders. You're going to feel like you're stressed to the max. You can't eat well. You're not feeling well. And everything feels like it's going in 7 different directions. When you're grounded, you can handle anything that's thrown your way.
Grounding. Mike's the one who first spoke to me about grounding when I was like losing it and totally overwhelmed. And he was fantastic. He gave me some good tips, pointed me in a fantastic direction. And grounding is a message I try to share with everybody that comes in. Most people that will come in for a reading, a lot of them, they're coming in some sort of distress.
Always.
That's why they want answers, right? And I've noticed many times through it will stop and ground just to help people center back to where they need to be so that way they can be ready and continue.
Yeah, because when you're centered, you're in the present moment and able to handle what's happening to you.
Exactly.
And a lot of times when the outside influences affect us, we're not grounded because it's affecting us in a negative way. And we don't find our center, which is coming into the present moment. We don't ground ourselves, and that leaves us wide open to the bad experiences, the issues, the problems, the relationship troubles, the health problems could open you up to so many different things. But if you just started grounding, what that's going to do is it's going to bring your health back 100% to the better.
Yeah. Mental, physical, and spiritual health.
Mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's going to put you on the right track as to what you're wanting to do.
Yeah.
If you're a high anxiety person, it also kind of makes you feel a little bit more even keeled. You can be freaking out on the inside, but once you start grounding yourself, everything just seems doable.
Mm-hmm.
And I recommend everybody try and do this because it's so good for you. Now, there's other organizations that do this as well. We've talked about therapeutic touch before. You've had Cherry Whitaker on before, and she teaches therapeutic touch 1, 2, and 3. The first stage of therapeutic touch, it actually talks about grounding and centering.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go in and do any types of healing without grounding and centering. You can't do any types of readings unless you're grounded and centered.
You're right about that.
Yes, because if you're not grounded and centered, what it does for you is it opens you up to those bad energies that can affect you. So after you finish with a person, so if you're doing a reading for someone like you do as well, you can find after the fact, it's like, oh, I got to shake that off. I don't feel right. There's something, my energy is all over the place. And it's like, my question to you at that point in time is question yourself. Is this my energy or is this their energy?
That's one thing I am learning. And even though I'm sitting like this right now, during a reading, my feet are always flat.
Yeah.
And I put some crystals out on the table just to help me center more when people come in, especially if they're very upset and anxious and stressed. And I find grounding myself first really does help.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes people come in and I could be having an up and down day, right? And I'll just be with you in a minute. And I'm just like,
and that's all you have to do. It's that easy. Just exactly what you did there. That's how easy it is to ground yourself.
yeah.
Now, it may mean that you're going to need a little bit of extra help with that too. So that's the reason why Carrie has wonderful crystals in her shop here, right over there. So if you're looking for grounding types of crystals, they really will help you. The ones I really resonate with, and especially when I'm doing lots of readings, or if I'm doing lots of hypnosis, or if I'm doing lots of whatever it is that I'm actually doing, even when I'm teaching, you're always exposed to the different energies from different people. So because of that, my go-to crystal stone that I decide to use on a regular basis is black tourmaline. I swear by black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is an amazing grounding stone. And what it does is it grounds you. It protects you from the energies. I've tested this theory. It does work for me. I recommend it. All you have to do, right now, I couldn't use these two stones. And I'll tell you the reason why is because I actually got them from Carrie's pile over there. And I have to cleanse them first. So we're going to talk a little bit about if I do get crystals, how do I cleanse that before I can actually use it for my own protection? And I want you to think about using them for your own protection before you're actually going to give them to somebody else. And what you're going to do, and this is so simple, people just don't think to do it. You take them, one for instance, you put it in your hand like so. You get some salt. Table salt is fine. Sea salt is better if you can get it because sea salt is the natural salt that we use. Put it in your hand. Turn the tap on. Nice cold water is what you're wanting. Roll this underneath your hand like so. It's going to cleanse it. Then you're done with that one. Then you're ready to do the next one. Once these are cleansed, they're going to work extremely well for you, and they seem to work even better once cleansed. So I highly recommend them.
My crystals, they're all out, right?
Yeah.
So people can, but they do get handled a lot because people are trying to choose what resonates with them. I do put them out in the full moon, and I also smudge them on a weekly basis.
Good.
Just try and keep the energy down because they do get so much handling.
And that's why you have to take it a step further. As soon as you buy them, take them home, then go through your own personal cleansing type of a situation so that you carry them with you and they actually work a lot better for you. And you're going to find periodically that when your stones aren't working for you, they need to be cleansed again. So that's your time, haul them out, get some salt, run them into some cold water, you're good to go, and it's going to recharge them for you. It's going to keep them balanced.
Once a month too, I put a piece of selenite in with each tray.
That'll help.
Yeah.
Selenite's really good for purification. So
Yeah.
that's exactly what you need to do. So they're ideal. And you can get just about anything that you're looking for. Carrie here tonight has offered, and she's put some wonderful pieces on here, which I really enjoy. And what's nice about this is you have your selection. She has them all over there in the corner. And when you come in, only go to the ones that you resonate with. Me, I'm a black tourmaline guy, but that's okay. Maybe you don't like black tourmaline, and that's fine too.
A lot of people resonate. That's why it's
Yeah,
so
the go-to.
low. It
it's
sells.
the go-to one, yeah. But go to the one that makes you feel this is me. So my go-to is black tourmaline. What if the other one is that one right there, that really beautiful
The blizzard stone?
Yes, the blizzard stone, which is gorgeous. That's a gorgeous stone to use, right? So if this is what you resonate with, go ahead and utilize this one because it's going to benefit you more than what you realize, and it will help you more than what you realize too. So
Sorry to interrupt. I learned about tourmaline from you the first time we spoke, right? And that was my go-to for the longest time. And as I grow and discover more, I am now resonating with jet.
yes,
Jet is a fantastic stone. And
similar to the tourmaline.
It is.
Very similar, but it's a different vibration.
It is.
So each, and let's describe that for a second. Go ahead, what are you going to say?
Angela Scott says, hi, Carrie.
Hey, Angela, how are you?
Each crystal that we have and each crystal that you have in your store here, each one has a different frequency and vibration to it. So some of them, they have a lower vibration and it feels better to them because it feels more grounded. The higher vibrations, people sometimes don't resonate with those, and that's okay. Find the one that works for you. Just go with that.
Yeah. Jet's more for empaths too.
Yes.
And I think that's why I'm resonating.
Yeah.
And I carry it every day.
Empaths have a harder time because it's hard to detach after the factor.
Yeah.
So you have to work on your detachment.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part for any empath is that after you finish your practices with whatever you're doing for anyone, you have to learn to go, okay, break the connection.
Let go.
Yeah. So it's almost like one of those times where you have to physically say, I'm now physically breaking the connection between me and whoever it is that I'm dealing with so I can actually go forth and do more.
Sometimes I carry it with me so much. I'll be home in the shower and I'll be like, I release you. And let the water just wash away
and that's good too. That's a grounding mechanism to do, right? Because grounding sometimes can be done through the water. It's a cleansing purification process where basically you stand in the shower and you let all these energies wash off of you or wash over you to cleanse you and charge you. So it makes you feel even better.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. And thank God I'm alone because I'm like, I release you. I release you and then let the water go over me. I feel like a bit of an idiot by myself. And now everybody knows.
Everybody does different rituals on their own, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay to do so because that makes us who we are. So I recommend doing stuff like that on a regular basis.
It's one of the things that helps me let go because I'm terrible for not letting go.
Mary Davy asks, which stone for peace and happiness?
There's many.
Oh, wow. Just one in particular that I can think of right off the top of my head. I go with rose quartz.
Oh, yes.
Rose quartz is ideal for peace and happiness. That's a
Rose
really great
quartz.
one. And she may have one in her book.
This is my other go-to.
Rose quartz is really good. Again, as I said before, with any types of crystals that you're going to get the one that you resonate with. So come in, hold on to them, walk to the store, kind of walk around. How does that feel to you? No, that doesn't work for me. Put it back. Find the one that works, and then take that one home with you because that's the one you're going to need.
Exactly.
Because rose quartz is really good for the healing of the heart, to be more open to love, to be more receptive to being open to love. So
it's also really going to help you communicate with you.
Yes.
And some of us are so disconnected from ourselves. Yeah. I was. Yeah. I'll totally admit that I was so disconnected from myself. And
not
that's
anymore.
Well, I'm not going to say I'm 100% connected with myself because it's always a journey, right? I'm still working on it. I have a better idea and understanding of me, and I'm getting there.
But we're all on a journey. So when you say, yes, I'm doing well, but I'm on a journey with that, so I'm not really there yet, everybody's on a journey.
Exactly.
So it just means at this point in time, you may not feel that you're there, but you're further along than what you anticipate you are.
Much further along.
Yes. So it's all about accepting myself as I am and leaving the rest behind.
Exactly.
You do that and you have it back for sure.
Okay.
Now, getting back to my grounding stuff that I said before, do we want to do like a little meditation just to show you how to ground? How exciting would that be?
You guys want to try?
Want to try it?
You need a guinea pig. I volunteer camp.
Well, it's really easy. You can actually do it from where you're at. So everybody that's watching us here tonight, we can actually go ahead and do this together. That's ideal.
Can you hear it on? All right. So the people watching, can you hear the music?
I think so.
If someone could let us know. Well, it's not really music, it's nature sound.
Nature sounds.
Not music.
Love it.
You gonna make there, Jeff? Yep.
Are we all set? All right, so I want everyone to do this. So everybody in the room here with me, and I want everyone at home to do this. So find yourself, and it's better to do it on a chair. Carrie's on a bench, which is ideal. Jim over here is on a stool. So find something that has got a wooden base to it if you can. If you can't, totally fine. It's going to work really well for you. So here's what I want you to do.
Crystal got it, said yes.
Okay.
Excellent. So as you sit with your feet firmly planted on the floor, I want you to take your hands and I want you to put them upward this way. And the reason why we do this is this actually accepts the flow of energy rotating through us as we breathe. And I want you just for a second before we start to really work with the flow of the energy. And as you breathe in, so I want you to breathe in, hold that for 2 seconds, 1, 2, and I want you to release it and let it go. Now I want you to do that again. So you're going to bring the energy in, hold it for the count of 2, 1, 2, and then I want you to go ahead and release it again. We'll do that for the 3rd time. So breathing in, holding that for 2 seconds, holding it 1, 2, release it. What we're doing here is we're reconnecting with your breath and we're noticing your breathing. So for a moment, and just for a moment, I want you to think, to feel, to emphasize, and to enjoy the sensation of breathing in and out. Focus on this just for a moment. If there's any feelings of anxiety, any feelings of worry, any feelings of self-doubt, or any feelings of feeling, I feel really crazy doing this, let it go. Because there's nothing that you have to do, no place you have to go, except to be here now. And as you breathe, continue to breathe. And we can now close our eyes. And I want you to take this breath deep into your belly. And as you breathe, rise it up, bringing your shoulders up, 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 and bring it all the way back down into the belly. And do that one more time, rising it all the way up, 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 rising your shoulders. Hold that just for a moment. Release it, and bring it right down to the base of your stomach. And with your eyes closed, start to be aware of how your body is feeling. Is there any discomfort, pain, soreness, worry, a lot of different thoughts going through your mind? What I want you to do with this, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're doing, I give you now permission to let it go. Now with your eyes closed as they are, you're breathing slow and you're feeling a sense of well-being that you haven't felt in quite some time. Envision in your mind's eye a beautiful, magnificent white light that resides right above your head like a ball. And allow this white light to completely come down your body. Slowly coming down your body, going all the way down your toes, feeling it grounding, centering, purifying every aspect of your body. And what I want you to do now that this energy ball is at the base of your feet, I want you to slowly let it rise upward, 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 as it slowly rises up your body to the top of your head, replacing the energy, feeling grounded, feeling centered, feeling secure, and feeling connected. And I want you to breathe and understand that what you feel here now is feeling completely grounded, completely centered, completely whole, more relaxed, more revitalized, and more attentive than you felt in many days, weeks, and months that have passed. And as you breathe, I want you to think about roots growing out of the base of your feet, rooting this into the earth, making you feel whole, complete, content, and of course, completely and utterly at peace. Now from here, I want you to breathe in and out. And before we finish, before we let go to move forward again, I want you to take your hands that are sitting above and on your knee upward. And I want you to rise them all the way up, 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 as if you're rising to the sky, taking in the energy. And I want you to envision almost like you're taking the sun into your palms. And I want you to allow it to slowly take it completely down, revitalizing, charging every single portion of your body, all the way down to your toes and out into the earth. As you put your hands back on your lap, faced upward, come back into stillness, feeling grounded, centered, and alive. And you may now open your eyes.
That's a fantastic one.
Isn't that great?
Oh, it is. It's fantastic.
I use that one quite a bit. It actually works quite well for me.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm just hoping everybody out there didn't fall asleep.
I kind of cheated a little bit because I opened up my eyes a few times just to make sure I didn't miss
That's
it.
okay.
Your excuse, Justin.
You have to understand, though, as we do grounding and centering such as this, and when you have somebody guiding you through almost like a little visual type of demonstration as to how to do this, it's not uncommon to lose sensation of where's my chair at. So sometimes people, they want to open their eyes to go, okay, I'm still sitting in the chair, because they kind of lose sensation of what's actually happening around them, because you're so in the moment, taking that energy in, that you lose sensation of what's going on around you, and that is perfectly normal. Go ahead.
Janice Quinn said that was awesome, and I got one question to ask.
Of course.
I noticed that when you flip your hands and you start focusing more on your breathing, you start losing not necessarily sensation in your hands, but it feels like you can feel it.
Mine get warm.
Yeah,
same.
That's the energy.
You feel the energy coming out of your hands.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I did too, I don't know if you all did it the same way as what I did, because probably your eyes were closed, but when I said we're going to rise our hands up this way, you could feel the energy.
You can feel
Yeah,
it
and as soon as I could feel it coming up here, and I said, take that ball of light down, I could feel it recharging, revitalizing my entire body as I took it down to the earth. Go ahead.
And Kelly Cherry or Skinner says that was so relaxing. Thanks, Mike.
Oh, you're welcome. This is part of the stuff that I do. This is the part of the work that I do as a hypnotherapist. I do a lot of stuff like this.
And Mary Davy says that was so relaxing. First time ever tried meditation. I think I'm a believer in it.
It's fantastic. And that's one of the reasons we really wanted to get Mike on for this episode, because I'm going to be totally honest. I believe Mike saved my life when he taught me how to ground.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I think that.
Grounding and centering within anything that you're going to do is really going to benefit you more than what I could ever tell you. Because what it's going to do for you is it's going to put you in the right mind frame. It's going to allow you to make the right choices, the right decisions. It's going to reduce your stress level. It's going to put you into, not only give you strength, but to get you an opportunity to tap into your own inner strength, to put you on the right path to making the right decisions and the right choices in your life here and now.
Oh, it's one of the best practices ever.
Yeah. And I highly recommend it. Tonight was only a brief touch about what I do. I take these meditations, and I also do hypnotherapy as well, to a point that when I do them, it takes you to a place that you never thought you'd ever go. Mm-hmm. Because it really allows you to tap into your own inner strength and takes you out somewhere that you never even thought you could tap into.
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty incredible.
It is. It is amazing.
Now, here's what I want to point out. Check out Carrie's energy. What do you notice? Now, this is for the people out there. What do you notice about her energy? What do you notice about your energy?
I'm still.
Yes.
And, before a podcast, I always get right up there. For as much as people say I look comfortable on the camera, I am not. All my life, I avoided pictures. I avoided being photographed, videoed, everything. And it's one of the things that a price, the way I look at it, a price I had to pay, because see, talking about it again, I'm getting uncentered again. It was a price I had to pay in order to help other people learn the things that I've been learning, is being the face on the camera. And one of the other time you were on, another trick you helped me with was the lemongrass and the chakra points, and I use that one a lot.
Yes.
But after doing that grounding, a lot.
Now, one thing that you just brought up there is you said that you start to lose your center, and you start to lose your grounding, and when you start to talk about this. So I'm going to teach you something that's really easy to get it back really quickly. Okay. So you've lost your center, and all of a sudden I was feeling really good and everything was going really well. Then something happened. The phone rang, or somebody came in and they weren't really happy, and I got tied up in that energy, and all of a sudden now I don't feel grounded anymore, and I feel really scattered. I feel really bad because I was feeling so good. I lost that. Take your crystals. Put them here and hold it. And breathe in the energy of the crystal. And it will bring you back to your center and ground you back to where you once were.
My crystal's saying, please clean me.
Well, that's okay too. And that's one of the things that you're going to have to do as well, because if you're finding that your crystals aren't being as talkative as what they mostly are. And what we're talking about when we're speaking about crystals that speak to you, it's a vibration. It's a hum. It's a tingle in your hands, whatever it is. So when she's speaking of my crystals talk to me, it means that they tingle or they have a specific vibration that makes me feel like this is going to bring me back to my center. How does that feel?
Well, I'm sure if I hadn't been working on my crystals so hard and neglecting to clean them, it would feel good. But I have actually been working this little guy really, really hard.
Right.
And I haven't been cleaning them.
Yeah. So it's really important as you use the crystals. I always recommend a cleansing of those at least once a week, just to make sure that they're going to benefit you. Because if you don't cleanse them weekly, it loses the strength that you're doing for the grounding and for the centering.
I have a question for you. Because I absorb so much, and I'm counting on my crystals to help me absorb it, they're getting a wallop, aren't they?
But you still have to cleanse them off, and then you can still keep using them.
Well, so, that's what I mean. Like, I really, really feel like bad that I feel it.
You shouldn't feel bad.
Yeah, I should have cleaned him.
Yeah, it's completely displaced. So all you have to do is just have to clean it.
Yeah.
And again, what that is, you put it in your hand, get some sea salt, put it underneath the tap, rinse it for about 5 minutes, dry it off, you're good to go.
I just feel bad that I've expected so much and given nothing in return.
But you've given a lot in return because you carry it with you.
True. But I haven't been taking care of it.
Right. So now that you know that, your promise to yourself could be to take better care of your crystals so it helps ground and center you more.
When I get home, I'm going to give it some salt.
Excellent. Being centered is being present in the moment, here now, like I am with you. So as I'm being centered right now at this very moment, I'm calm, cool, collected. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not thinking about anything because I'm grounded. My mind isn't scattered. I'm focused. I know what I want to talk about. I'm able to enunciate without stumbling over my words. And if you find when you're giving talks or you're talking to somebody and you're stumbling over your words, close your eyes for 2 seconds, take a deep breath, get your center back, come back into the present, ground yourself, and you could say anything eloquently.
That's good to know.
It is.
When I get really worked up, I stutter.
So what you have to do when you stutter, because stuttering is excitement, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you're going to do is you're going to take a moment, take a deep breath, close your eyes. Just first, it doesn't have to be for long, maybe even just for like 2 minutes. And close your eyes, focus on your center, being in the present moment, open your eyes, and whatever you need to say and however you need to say it, let it go.
Mm.
And it will come out so profound that you're like, who said that? Because it will come out so well that you're like, wow, I can't believe that was me that said
I'm a
that.
genius.
Yeah. And it's going to make you feel so well and so in tune with what you're doing. This is the first key in any type of ritual and any type of practice that you want to do, no matter what it is or where you want to go with it. It'll help you more than I could ever tell you.
Oh, for sure.
And it's so good for you too.
I find going through a store or line or whatever, I'll just be like, okay. I don't know if you noticed, we pinned a post today, or the other day, my son did it for me, and it says, just breathe, darling.
Right.
This is not your story. This is just a chapter.
Right.
And to me, that's what grounding is. Just breathe, darling.
Well, not just that. We want you to focus on your breath. Because one of the biggest things that a lot of us do when we're not grounded, we're not in the moment, we're not in the present, is we do this shallow breathing. Well, what is shallow breathing? It goes from here to here. So it's like, and I can't catch my breath, and I'm out of breath, and I don't feel well, and I feel off key. So what you want to do is you want to take a deep breath and take it into your belly and hold it there and enjoy it being there. And then let it go, and then really feel and focus on the breath, because the breath can take down the anxiety, the stress, the worry, and the fears to put you into such a position that there's nothing that can stand you away from having or doing what you want. You know that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Grounding is fantastic. But do you know what time it is?
I don't.
It's almost 8 o'clock.
Is it really?
What?
It's 1:45.
Oh, see, I have so much fun doing these podcasts that every time we do these, I run out of time. So I do apologize for that. But I have enjoyed doing this. I have enjoyed doing the grounding. I hope everybody out there has enjoyed doing this little bitty meditation with me. And stay tuned. There will be more to come.
For sure.
Question, we'll ground before you go.
Yeah.
See, I've looked on YouTube on a lot of things out there, and they said connect to the earth itself, the ground. Right? Does the density of certain earths have anything to do with it? Rocks, solid rocks, like sandstone, something there?
To be honest with you, how I would recommend, if you're having a hard time doing the physical sitting grounding like I'm doing here, I would actually go outside to a green area that has grass, and then get a blanket, sit on the ground for an hour, and feel your grounding and centering from that first.
Okay. But I know that a lot of the Native Americans, they went barefoot.
Yes.
So they were actually...
Yeah, you want to be barefoot. It's going to help you connect like
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
because they said a lot of the... I can't remember the word they used, but the energy basically corrects you, goes through.
Absolutely.
It seems grounding like, electrical box.
Yeah.
It's grounded to the earth.
Absolutely. Yeah, because grounding, you hear a lot about grounding when we're talking about electricians. So if you have any electricians around you, they're always talking about that's the grounding wire. And what that means, that's the base that's going to ground it solidly to the foundation. And what we're doing is our bodies are our foundations that we're grounding to the earth to feel the flow of energy through us to make us feel present and aware of what's going on around us.
Cherry Whitaker taught me with a tree.
Yes.
Sitting at the base of a tree.
Base of a tree is really good too, if you want to do that. Like I said, it's not a hard thing to do. The key to the factor of grounding and centering is to practice, practice, practice. The more you do, the better you get, the easier it becomes, and then it becomes second nature. And it's almost like you close your eyes for 2 seconds and I'm grounded. I'm already there.
Oh, here's a funny little tidbit. You can tell when I get super stressed because I start going like this, right? It's an automatic thing. I can't help it, right? And it takes, you can see the divot that I actually leave in my thumbnail when I do that, right? But if that's from the store opening because it was stressful reopening here, right? But if you look at all the rest of it, there's no divot because I've been grounding more, but building up to reopening was stressful. But since then, I haven't been doing that anymore.
Because she's been working her grounding and centering and staying
No, I'm just
present.
going like this. That's what I do.
That's a stress release is what it is.
It is.
And now that she starts grounding and centering, there isn't a need to do those little bitty rituals that you do like that. Because you're grounded and centered, you don't have to do it because you're already where you need to be.
And that's why some people stop and scratch the side of their face, their head, or something.
Or they, play with their chin, or they bite the bottom of their lip, or they'll get really twitchy if somebody's really close to them. It's because they're not grounded or centered. You come into the present, you ground yourself, and you can do anything.
Before I learned to ground, my whole nails, both of them, would just be divot, 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 divot. And it takes a lot to wear a divot into your nail, or to wear many divots into your nail. It's my daughter's the one who noticed it, and she's like, "Are you stressed?" I was like, "How did you know?" Well, the marks on your nails told me.
And what's nice is, I don't know if everybody noticed this, if you were to, when you watch this again, is watch your energy before. Now watch your energy after. And your energy is so at peace with itself that you're finally where you need to be with it. So it definitely benefits you for sure.
It's a fantastic practice. I do it everywhere. Everywhere. As soon as I start feeling overwhelmed, I'm like, breathe.
Well, each of us out there have all had those, I have to have this hard talk. And we all have to talk ourselves into, okay, I have to go have this talk. I have to go do this. I have to go do this. So, and what do we all do? We take a deep breath and we center ourselves for the moment. And then we deliver what needs to be done, no matter how bad it has to be. Once we do it, everything feels great afterwards. It's because we take the moment to collect our thoughts, to put ourselves into the present moment, to ground ourselves, and to take ourselves to the place we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so beneficial.
Oh, incredibly. I think it's better than, nerve pills. For me, personally.
Absolutely.
I think it's better than meditation. So many things.
Meditation is key to that. Mm-hmm. So you can do your grounding exercises with meditations as well. So depending on what time of day you do your meditations, do them in the morning if you want to, afternoon, evening, even at night. So whenever you do them, as long as you do them, it's going to benefit you.
I do them at night, in case anybody's curious.
Yeah. Night's a good time to do it because even if you were to fall asleep while doing the meditation, you're already there.
Exactly.
So you're exactly where you truly need to be. And it's going to benefit you so well because everybody around you is going to say, you're so different than what you once were. And it's going to make you feel like you really have crossed a cornerstone.
I read a thing once. It said that when you're studying, it was for high school, when you're studying, the best time to actually study is at night because if you do fall asleep, especially if you're listening to something, you tend to retain more.
It's a subliminal message that it's giving you, so it's actually very good for you.
And less to come afterwards to interfere and get confused. You know what I mean? Less to focus on afterwards. So that's my personal choice for meditating at night. So even if I do fall asleep, I'm still absorbing it.
Yes.
At least that's what I tell myself.
It's nice to see your energy is finally to the place where it needs to be. Because now what you're going to do, because of the grounding, that even what we've done tonight, it allows you to be open to the possibilities that are now available to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it can help you more than I could ever tell you.
Oh, it's the best practice ever.
Yeah, I think so.
The best. So we do have to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Carrie, for having me, and thank everybody for watching because this has been absolutely delightful. Like I said, I do a lot of talking anyway because I do a lot of teaching, I do a lot of presentations, I do a lot of stuff like this already. So coming in and doing it on a podcast is a lot of fun because if people miss what I do, they can actually catch me on your podcast.
Exactly.
I like that.
And in the future, I would like to make some more plans to have you back. Everybody loves it when you come, and you have so much wonderful stuff to share.
Well, we're going to come up with some sort of an idea of what we want to talk about. So if you're thinking of specific types of topics, give me the topic because I like to be able to run with it and really give you the best insight as to what we can do with it and how we can bring it into practice. So if you can give me an insight of what you're looking for, we can do it.
For me, I figure you're more comfortable in your skin than I am. And I am kind of more comfortable with letting you lead the show. What do you want to talk about? Because I am open for presenting anything.
All right. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's because it's your show is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to allow you the free reign over that. I'm just a guest. That's all I am. You
are a guest, but you have more experience. And you are more comfortable in your skin than I am. I'm still getting there, right? So for me, when you're on the podcast, it's like a teacher, right? And I'm listening as well as everybody else. So I do not feel I have any right to tell you whatsoever that this is what I want you to talk about. But maybe the people out there do. Maybe they want something. Maybe they would like to have
an opportunity to have some sort of modality talked about, because I'm very well versed in a lot of different areas. You just have to tell me what you want.
So, what do you want to hear Mike to come back and speak on with us? So you can get a hold of us through the Facebook page, through the store page. I'm sure you can even get Mr. Mike's fan page and tell him what you would like to see him talk about, because I dearly love having him on the show. So we're going to leave you with that thought, and I guess we're going to call a number.
The free reading.
See who gets that apophyllite.
I've never seen her do one, so it's going to be exciting.
Verse 38.
38.
Without going over is Amy Brophy Verhagen with 37.
Amy.
Fantastic.
Well, you'll have to come into the store because this apophyllite is yours.
It's very pretty. Honestly, seeing this on camera does not do it justice. This is absolutely amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's apophyllite that's considered one of the Reiki stones.
It is.
It's also good for speaking with your spirits, your guardian angels. So many fantastic benefits from apophyllite, and that's part of the reason why I chose this one.
Right. And what she's going to do with that is she's going to take it home and cleanse it with the salt water. So if you don't have any sea salt, don't worry about it. Just use table salt. It's still good. And then rinse it under cold water when you do this. Put it by your bedside table, and it's going to do the best work for you there.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Brophy Verhagen says, wow, sweet.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for you to come in and see your gem. Apophyllite to me, when I first found my new supplier for crystals in Halifax, there's a piece of apophyllite. I didn't even know what it was, but I couldn't stay away from it. I just could not stay away from it.
It's an energy stone. It's really, really good that way too.
Amy follows up with thanks.
Well, come on in and pick it up. It's yours, and we're going to put your name on it. So, Amy, let's see what the cards have to say for you.
Put this over here for you.
You've got the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. So, Amy, I'm going to say you have a lot going on, girl. There is so much going on with you. The Three of Swords, it can indicate illness, injury, but in reverse, it could also indicate possibly going to a funeral soon. So, I feel that you might be getting over something, and I'm not going to go into great detail there because some things I believe in keeping privately, because I also feel like you've been off work for a while and there's something fairly significant going on, and maybe you're kind of stuck in a place that you can't really move from right now. But the biggest message that I want to give you, honey, is there's hope. There's always hope, and there's love and light always going out to you, and you are not alone. And, I'm really thinking the apophyllite chose the right person.
Absolutely. There's no coincidences when it comes to this kind of stuff, because what it does, it actually picks the right person that needs it the most.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because this is such a wonderful healing stone that once she cleanses it and puts it by her bedside table, she's going to start noticing things in her life are going to start opening up nicely.
Definitely.
Lynn Charles says hi.
Hey, Lynn, how are you? The Ace of Swords in reverse is telling me take control of the situation. And this is why I say that I feel like you're stuck in a place and you just don't know which direction. You've been through an experience that's been pretty traumatic for you. You're not stuck, honey, and you will find your direction. You are not lost. But the first thing you have to do is own your situation. You have to own it, and you have to stand up and say, this is my life, and I am going to see where I need to be. Don't let doubt in, don't let fear in, and just open yourself up to light and all the possibilities. Because the Five of Pentacles is talking about fear. It's a very out there reading. And don't be afraid. You are amazing, and you have everything you need to be better. Not better, that's a poor choice of words, I'm sorry for that. You have everything you need to live your life to the fullest. You just need to let go of fear and doubt, and you need to open yourself up for amazing possibilities because they are all around you. And, life is good. You just got to choose to see it that way.
Lynn Charles says she is coming out of betrayal.
Lynn is coming out of betrayal? I'm lost.
I'm not sure. I think she might be referencing Amy. I'm not sure.
That's right.
So I hope that was helpful. Amy's the name of the lady who won,
Yes.
right? I hope that was helpful. If you want to know more about your reading, when you come and pick up your apophyllite, we can talk about there. There's some things I'm just not comfortable mentioning in front of everybody. And I just want to thank everybody for joining us. And I hope you all enjoyed this. Well, I know we got a lot of comments on people enjoying the meditation. But send us your topics that you'd like to see Mike cover. And we love having him back.
And thank you for having me. It's always a joy.
I love having you here.
It's
So,
fun.
pardon?
It's a lot of fun.
It is, isn't it? It's just kind of because we're
Well, see, we chat a lot,
people.
so it goes very, very quickly for
It
both of us. So
does.
I try to stay on task, which is the reason why I make notes, because if not, and I don't stay on task, I can just go on and on and on, and it's great,
Yeah.
right?
It is good flow to
Good
express
energy.
the energy, the information we want to share with everybody.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to sign off saying I wish you all love and light. And wow, no Wednesday, no show. Next Wednesday, no show.
Have a great, great summer, everybody.
Yeah. Have a great summer and love and light to everybody. And we will see you in September with our Paranormal Pictou County as
Woohoo.
well. Bye.